Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion and review. This one is on episode 25, the final and last episode of Log Horizon, the second season. And I gotta say, this episode, it was better. Compared to, it was back to like how, that raid kind of thing in the previous way back episodes of the season. And I liked it. Seeing Shidoi go into command mode and just it seems like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna beat this guy? He's like super strong, the raid boss, and this the plans he comes up with and being able to calculate everything. It's just crazy. It's like everything's going on. It's like a real, it's a raid. So as a gamer who's done raids and stuff before, it was fun to watch to see like, man, so this is what it would be like if we were like in the game, playing doing a raid. And I enjoyed that part, you know, of the episode. After that, they finally get the communications up because they were able to do knock two birds with one stone, taking out the genius and the Amat's things, and also saving the antenna to communicate with the moon. But instead of communicating with the moon, they end up communicating with the Chinese server, which is pretty funny because they end up communicating with Konami, and it was interesting to hear the whole conversation and everything. Konami ends up having a kid and has a kid, and they talk. She pretty much tells Shidoi that she wants to bring her daughter to this world, and that's when he starts to think like, oh yeah, they've been trying to leave this world this whole time, but now they're gonna complete this new thing. They're gonna try to do this new thing, and instead of just leaving this world, connecting the worlds. Because sure, um, you know, leaving doesn't mean the problem is solved with the people of the land and everything causing the war. So how about we figure a way to connect the worlds? And I think that's a really cool idea, obviously, because just leaving it and then all of a sudden like, oh no, like everyone's kind of worried like, oh man. Some people kind of like it in the game. While some people of course want to go back to their old lives, but to be able to go back and forth, that would be like really crazy, connecting two entirely different worlds. And of course, at the very end, we also see that Hawadin plant is planning something as well. And of course, I just almost forgot to mention. Finally, been waiting for this like half the season. Where the hell was Krusty? It seems he teleported to the Chinese server somehow. So that's a little weird. And he had, I think, I forget her name, but I think that was her arm that was moving. He has it with him. That's kind of weird, but I guess if he can find it, get back to them, he can give the arm back. But overall, that was the end of the episode. It obviously has not finished. There is possibility for a season 3. Do I want to see a season 3? Hmm. If they could do it better than season 2, then yes. I do like the story of Lock Horizon still. Yeah, I do like the premise and everything, the plot and all that stuff of Lock Horizon. I just felt season 2 could have been handled way better. To be honest, I'm talking about the whole season 2 in general. Compared to season 1, I really didn't care for it. Season 2 was just like, it was slow and kind of boring in certain parts. The whole beginning part with the raid and everything was awesome. But certain things, the way they want to throw a billion things out, and then they're gonna focus on like they throw three things out, and all of a sudden, oh, we'll leave this for later, and we'll concentrate on this. But you're wondering what happened to that other thing. Why do that? Why don't you just finish this one arc, then like, oh, this happens, do that arc, and then like that. And another thing is that I didn't care for this season is I did enjoy seeing Toya and everyone on their little adventure, because come on, it that would be cool to be like you and a bunch of your friends doing that kind of thing. We have to see how it is if it was in a virtual reality kind of thing. But I feel like they made that episode, that arc, way too long. They could have shortened it and it still would have been good. And instead they just made it so this last arc, like this one, was just way too short. Like they could have made so much better on this arc, the final arc of this season, but instead they kind of pushed it into 2 episodes only, really, or 2 episodes, and it's just there's too many. It was just like that part could have been shortened and made for better of the last arc or just something else in general, because there was too much things going on. They tried to throw too many things and then only focus on one thing, which made us like, what happened to this? Like literally, Krusty. We don't find out till the very end. We're literally wondering what the heck happened to Krusty, and I guess that's pretty cool that they're like, you think like to the very end, oh, we're never gonna. Like I was literally wondering when, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's Krusty. So that's what happened to him, and it made you want to know throughout the whole thing. But I feel like it was way too long for them to do that, and I don't know. Honestly, I didn't care for this season too much. There was some good points, but a lot of it was I felt they could have done way better with the season. To be perfectly honest, but as I said before, I would like to see a season 3. Like I said, I like the plot, the premise, the characters, and all that kind of stuff, and to see it, what is Hawaiian Plant gonna do, and what is are they gonna figure a way to Shidoi gonna figure a way to connect the two worlds, and you know it's still in the fact that there's still people that are feeling depressed and want to leave, and there's still these geniuses. There's still a lot of problems right now, war with the people of the land. So there's still a lot of possibilities they could do with the season 3, and I would like to see that as long as they do a better job. To be honest. So that's all I got to say about this episode, the season, and what I think about if they would have a season 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom discussion review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. Or you just want to talk about this season, this episode, or you want to talk about what you think is a possibility of it being a season 3, comment below as well, and we can talk about it. So until next time, guys, see ya.